I did one from each kind of personality. Okay, so the first one is called Bike. Here is the bike. It has everything. It doesn't have tires, but I ride it to school every day. It doesn't have pedals for my feet. I ride it to school every day. It doesn't have handlebars. It doesn't have gears. I ride it to school every day. I pedal up my hill. Bike doesn't have a frame. I ride it to school every day. So that's the first one. And then the second one is called Fire. I wake up smelling smoke and rushing for my parents. Alarm bells ring. I rush for my coat. Mama, I shout. Papa. Drowsy parents, rubbing their eyes, emerge from the bedroom, dazed. Fire, I screech, pulling the mask over my face. Fire, we must run. What are we running from? Calm faces. Fire! I look around. Flames are closing in around me, but I can't feel the heat. Nothing is here. Mama pulls her gown over her body. We're safe. I observe the surrounding house, burning, and I run away.
Wow, those are awesome. I love them. I love it, both of them. So I often tell my students at the college where I teach that if they try to imitate great writers, they will fail to do so, and that their failure might end up producing a certain kind of originality or genius, that actually it's in imitating great artists that you end up discovering your own original voice. So I think that's exactly what you did with Bike. So what happened with Bike is you did something really similar to Harms in that you kind of erased the object that you began with, here is the bike. But you added a new element to the story that he doesn't have in his, which is the recurring phrase, but I ride it to school every day. So the paradox is doubled. It's not just that the bike is being erased part by part, but you really have made it actually even more paradoxical and potentially interesting and thought-provoking by adding this recurring sentence, but I ride it to school every day. So the bike doesn't have any of these things, and yet I ride it every day. So it almost transforms the bike into a kind of mysterious metaphor of some kind. The reader has to wonder, how is the narrator writing something that doesn't exist? And so you almost call into question the nature of not just the bike in the story, but of like movement and transportation generally. I thought it was really fantastic. And then the second one is also kind of psychologically pointed. It's pretty disturbing, and I think I read it as a kind of, it's the thing that's paradoxical in the story is it's a paradox of perception. So the speaker perceives a fire where the parents do not perceive a fire, and then there's a kind of metaphor there. There's a contradiction. There's a lot to think about, but it's a paradox of perception, and so it creates a feeling of kind of psychological isolation. There's something kind of lonely about it, even though it's a really intense moment and there's a lot of action. There's a kind of loneliness about it, and yeah, there's something dark and existential. I thought it was really great. It's really fantastic. Both of them were great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.